I was in the middle of my morning presentation when my Apple Watch buzzed with a text message meant for my wife. The notification read, "Last night was incredible. I can't stop thinking about you. When can I see you again? Alex." I stared at my wrist, confused. My wife Monica and I shared an Apple ID for family purchases, but our messages were supposed to be separate. This intimate text from someone named Alex was definitely not meant for me. The message had arrived because Monica's Apple Watch was synced to the same iCloud account as mine, and she'd apparently enabled message forwarding without realizing I'd see everything. I excused myself from the conference room and went to the bathroom to process what I'd just received. Monica had been home with me last night. We'd watched Netflix together, went to bed at the same time. When had she been with someone named Alex? Then I realized, last night wasn't last night. Last night was Tuesday, and today was Wednesday. Monica had said she was working late on Tuesday, didn't get home until almost midnight. She'd seemed unusually cheerful when she came to bed, said work had gone really well. My watch buzzed again with another message from Alex. "I'm already planning our weekend getaway. The cabin I mentioned has a hot tub and complete privacy. Just say yes. Weekend getaway." Monica had mentioned needing to attend a work retreat this weekend. A mandatory training session, she'd said, somewhere outside the city. I stood in that bathroom stall, watching intimate messages from my wife's lover appear on my wrist in real time, feeling like my world was tilting off its axis. The messages kept coming. "I love how adventurous you've become. 6 months ago, you never would have suggested what we did last night. 6 months ago." Monica's behavior had changed around 6 months ago. She'd started going to the gym more, buying new clothes, taking better care of herself. I'd been happy about it. Thought she was finally coming out of the funk she'd been in after her father died. "I can't believe you have to go back to him every night. When are you going to tell your husband about us?" "Tell your husband about us." My legs gave out and I sat down on the bathroom floor, still staring at my watch as messages from my wife's affair partner continued to arrive. "I know you're scared about changing your whole life, but Monica, what we have is special. I'm 43 years old and I've never felt this way about anyone." Monica was 41. She'd been married to me for 12 years. And apparently she'd been in love with someone named Alex for 6 months. I tried to stop reading the messages, but they kept coming like a live feed into my wife's secret life. "Your husband seems like a nice enough guy from what you've told me, but Monica, you light up when you talk about us. You never light up when you talk about him." Alex had opinions about me. Monica had been discussing our marriage with her lover, comparing us, apparently finding me lacking. "I have to get back to work. Think about the cabin this weekend. I want to wake up next to you without having to worry about you rushing home to maintain appearances." The cabin. Monica's work retreat. She was planning to spend the weekend with Alex while telling me it was mandatory job training. I managed to get through the rest of my workday on autopilot, but the messages kept coming. Throughout the afternoon, I received a real-time documentary of my wife's affair. "Thinking about you in that red dress from last week. You should wear it to dinner Friday night." Red dress. Monica had bought a red dress last month. Said it was for a work function. I'd complimented her, told her she looked beautiful, never questioned why she needed something so elegant for her accounting firm's casual office. "Can't wait to see you at lunch tomorrow. Same place? I'll try to keep my hands to myself in public." Lunch tomorrow. Monica had mentioned a lunch meeting with a potential new client. Another lie. By the time I got home that evening, I'd received over 30 messages between Monica and Alex. Intimate messages, romantic messages, planning messages, and messages that revealed the depth of their relationship. Monica was in the kitchen making dinner when I walked through the door. She smiled and kissed my cheek like she did every evening, acting like the loving wife she'd been pretending to be for 6 months. "How was your day?" she asked, stirring something on the stove. "Interesting," I said, pulling out my phone. "Monica, we need to talk about your Apple Watch." Her face immediately changed. "What about my Apple Watch?" "It's synced to my devices. I've been getting your text messages all day." Monica's face went completely white. She sat down heavily on a kitchen stool, staring at me like I'd just pronounced her death sentence. "How many messages did you see?" "All of them. From Alex. About last night, about the cabin this weekend, about your 6-month affair." Monica started crying, but they were tears of panic rather than remorse. "I can explain." "Explain what? 6 months of lies? Explain how you've been planning romantic getaways with your lover while lying to me about work retreats?" "It's not what you think." "It's not what I think?" "Monica, I have 37 text messages between you and Alex planning your secret relationship. What exactly should I be thinking?" Monica wiped her eyes and looked at me with a mixture of defiance and resignation. Alex makes me feel alive in ways I'd forgotten were possible. When did it start? 6 months ago. We met at that networking conference I attended. He's divorced, owns his own consulting firm. We started talking and you decided to start an affair. I decided to see what it felt like to be with someone who was excited about me again. I'm excited about you, Michael. When's the last time you planned a surprise for me? When's the last time you looked at me like you couldn't wait to get me alone? When's the last time you sent me a romantic text message? She was right, and that made it worse. I had gotten comfortable in our marriage, had stopped making romantic gestures, had started taking Monica for granted. That still doesn't justify cheating. No, it doesn't. But it explains why I was vulnerable when someone started paying attention to me the way Alex does. I pulled out my phone and started reading some of the messages I'd received. Quote, "I love how you moan my name when we're together. Should I keep reading?" Monica flinched like I'd slapped her. "Please don't." Quote, "You taste like heaven and I can't get enough of you. Still want me to stop?" Michael, stop. Quote, "I want to spend the rest of my life making you feel this good." Monica, this isn't just an affair. This man is in love with you, and based on your responses, you're in love with him too. Monica was sobbing now, but she wasn't denying it. Are you in love with him? Yes. Do you want to be with him instead of me? I don't know. It's complicated. What's complicated about it? You're having an affair? You're planning to spend weekends with him. You're in love with him. What's complicated? What's complicated is that I still care about you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. What's complicated is that Alex makes me feel like the person I used to be before I became just your wife. Just your wife? Monica, you're not just my wife. You're my partner, my best friend, the person I thought I was building a future with. The future you're building, Michael. The future you planned without really asking what I wanted. I thought about our life together, our routines, our plans for the future. Had I been making assumptions about what Monica wanted? Had I been so focused on being a good provider and reliable husband that I'd stopped being a romantic partner? The Apple Watch messages, I said. How long have they been syncing to my devices? I don't know. I didn't realize they were. Monica, I've been accidentally spying on your affair for how long? She pulled out her phone and checked her settings. It looks like message forwarding was enabled 2 weeks ago. It must have happened when we updated our devices. 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, I could have been receiving evidence of Monica's affair if Alex had been more active with his messages. Have you been getting my messages too? No, your messages go to your phone, but your calendar notifications have been showing up on my watch. Calendar notifications. I thought about my schedule, my meetings, my activities that Monica would have been seeing on her wrist. What did you see? Work meetings, gym sessions, the usual stuff, but also... She hesitated. What else? You had lunch with Stephanie from your office last week. Stephanie. My colleague who'd been helping me plan a surprise for Monica's upcoming birthday. We'd met to discuss party planning and gift ideas. That was about your birthday surprise? I didn't know that. When I saw lunch with Stephanie on my watch, I thought maybe you were having an affair too. The irony was devastating. Monica had been suspicious of my innocent lunch meeting while carrying on a 6-month affair with Alex. Did that justify continuing your relationship with Alex? It made me feel less guilty about it. I spent the next hour reading through Monica's messages with Alex while she sat beside me, explaining the context behind their affair. Every romantic restaurant was a place she'd lied about going for work. Every hotel was a supposed business trip. Every late night was an evening with her lover while I thought she was working overtime. The red dress, I said. Was that for Alex? Yes. We went to that new French restaurant downtown. The one you said was too expensive when I suggested we try it. You wore a dress I complimented you on to a date with another man. Yes. The gym membership you got 6 months ago. Was that to look good for Alex? Partly. But also because he made me feel like someone worth taking care of. I make you feel worth taking care of. Michael, you make me feel like someone whose needs are secondary to maintaining household routines. The criticism stung because it was accurate. I had prioritized practical concerns over romantic ones, had focused on being a stable husband rather than an exciting partner. What happens now? I asked. I don't know. Monica, your Apple Watch has been sending me real-time updates about your affair. I know you're supposed to meet Alex for lunch tomorrow. I know you're planning to spend the weekend at a cabin with him. I know he wants you to leave me. What I don't know is what you want. Monica was quiet for a long time, staring at her Apple Watch like it was the device that had betrayed her rather than the device that had revealed her betrayal. I want to be happy, she finally said. Are you happy with Alex? Yes. Are you happy with me? I'm comfortable with you. But comfort isn't the same thing as happiness. The divorce papers were filed 3 weeks later. Monica moved into an apartment near Alex's consulting firm. The Apple Watch that had exposed her secret life was returned to its factory settings, no longer connected to my devices or my iCloud account. But the damage was done. For 3 weeks after discovering the affair, I continued to receive occasional messages meant for Monica. Alex asking why she was being distant. Monica explaining that her husband had found out about their relationship. Alex offering to help her through the divorce process. I changed our Apple ID and separated all our devices, but not before learning that Monica and Alex were indeed planning a future together. The cabin weekend had been a success. Monica had told Alex she was leaving me. They were moving in together as soon as our divorce was final. 6 months later, I heard through mutual friends that Monica and Alex had gotten engaged. They were planning a wedding for the following spring, apparently very happy together. I eventually started dating again. Sarah was different from Monica, more direct about her needs, more communicative about problems in our relationship before they became crises. When she got an Apple Watch, we made sure our devices were completely separate. "I want my own Apple ID, my own iCloud account, my own privacy," Sarah said. "Not because I have anything to hide, but because some things should be private until you choose to share them." Sarah was right. The technology that was supposed to make Monica and me more connected had instead revealed how disconnected we'd become. Shared devices had shown us that we weren't really sharing our lives anymore. Monica's Apple Watch had been trying to sync our digital lives while our actual lives were growing further apart. The messages I received weren't really meant to expose her affair. They were the result of technology trying to bridge a gap that had already become unbridgeable. The Apple Watch that exposed my wife's secret life taught me that technology can reveal truths, but it can't create connections that don't really exist. Monica and I had been going through the motions of marriage while she built a real relationship with someone else. In the end, the watch didn't destroy my marriage. It just documented the destruction that was already happening. For 6 months, Monica had been living a double life, and for 2 weeks, her Apple Watch had been accidentally documenting it in real time on my wrist. Sometimes the most painful discoveries come from the most mundane sources. A notification meant for someone else. A sync error that reveals a secret life. A device that connects you to information you never wanted to know. The Apple Watch on my wrist had shown me that the woman sleeping next to me every night was dreaming about someone else. And sometimes, that's the most important information technology can provide. The truth, even when the truth is devastating.